Hey there, all you Gen Xers. Today we're taking a nostalgic trip back in time to the 1980s. We're looking back at some of the greatest clothing fads that we wore. So grab your jean jacket, your scrunchies, get your Ray-Bans out, and let's put on those parachute pants. This is Gen X Flashback. First up, parachute pants. Parachute pants came out in the early 80s, and they were made very popular by one specific pop artist, Michael Jackson to be exact. Also, they were a go-to for rappers and breakdancers at the time. They were lightweight and literally made from synthetic fiber used in parachutes. That's how they got their name. And they had multiple zippers all over the place and a little bit of a baggy fit. Add in an oversized sweatshirt or t-shirt and some high-top sneakers, and you've got a look that was synonymous with hip-hop and street fashion. Number 2, members-only jackets. Surely you had at least one of these. They came out in 81. And members-only jackets soon became a mainstay of the 80s wardrobe. They were sleek, and they had those signature epaulettes on top of the shoulders. And they had a little bit of exclusivity with the members-only tag on the jacket. And everybody was wearing them. I mean, celebrities started wearing them in TV shows and movies, and it just boosted their sales.
What's this mean?
Isn't really him.
So don't be fooled by lookalikes. It's only members only if it says so right here.
It was definitely a preppy look, and it hung around all the way through the mid-80s. But, like any good thing, it always comes back again. And you can check them out on the web right now because they're trending. Number 3 is a little bit different on this list, but it's still a fad of fashion, and that's neon colors. Now, neon colors defined the 80s. Shades of pink, green, yellow, blue. If it was neon, it was on. And it was even in makeup and earrings and jewelry. A lot of that came through MTV. It was a way to be seen, and every teenager wanted to pull themselves out from the crowd. The neon colors of the 80s also had a strong play into the early 90s. Do you remember Coca-Cola clothing? Now, one thing we certainly did during the 80s was embrace brand names. And that's how we were seen as cool, right? But nothing pointed a finger at it like Coca-Cola releasing a brand of apparel. The Coca-Cola name was enormous on these shirts, and they were high quality. They were a good shirt, but they were super expensive. They didn't last very long. That's about 3 years, and they were starting to already fade away. Kind of like old Max Headroom himself. Number 5, acid wash jeans. Now, acid wash jeans were huge in the 80s. They had that cool splotchy look because everybody was bleaching their jeans back then, and we were looking for something new. When that came out, they had already bleached them and rubbed them down with pumice stones in the process, so they were soft, already broke in, and looked really cool. Rock stars were wearing them. Anybody in fashion was wearing them. Did you wear yours just like they came off the shelf? Did you cut the knees out of them? Or did you buy them with the knees already cut out of them? A lot of people wore them with leather jackets or jean jackets or acid-washed jean jackets. And while the trend kind of went out in the early 90s, I gotta admit, I was still wearing acid-washed jeans in 95. They were just cool. Number 6, high-top sneakers. High tops were all the rage, right? I mean, even bands were making songs about them. Run DMC and My Adidas. Athletes wore them, breakdancers wore them, heck, everybody wore them. They were status symbol all the way, especially if you had an early pair of Jordans.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flight 23. Please make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened and extinguish all smoking materials.
I don't know if you'd agree with me or not, but they were just dang comfortable. And this is a fad that didn't go away because I think it's more popular today than it was even back then. Except they're paying a lot more for their shoes than I did. Number 7, scrunchies. So if you had the hair care accessory of the decade, it was scrunchies. They were fabric-covered elastic bands that were mainly used in hair, creating high ponytails, side ponytails, and messy buns. Compared to just regular elastic rubber bands, they were easy on the hair and could easily be matched with any outfit because you could buy them in any color you wanted or any style. Scrunchies were more than just a practical hair tie though. They were a cool way to express yourself, and they've also made a really strong comeback of late. Number 8, shoulder pads. Okay, shoulder pads were definitely in fashion in the 80s. They brought everything up. If it was a business outfit, a dress, or a top, or anything. They had shoulder pads in both men's and women's fashion, although the guys mainly had it in their jackets. They were meant to show power and confidence for the wearer, and it worked, especially in the business world. When you saw them, it was kind of an empowerment statement. And even though they fell out of favor in the 90s, shoulder pads have already had a couple of comebacks, but they will always be remembered as being rooted in the 80s. Now, number 9, I'm going to combine two items because they're both made by the same company. Two different sets of sunglasses, both made by Ray-Ban. Ray-Ban Aviators and Ray-Ban Wayfarers. Now, the Aviators were made popular by Top Gun, of course. Tom Cruise in '86 wore them, and so did most of the cast. These sunglasses were originally designed for pilots and aviators, and they had that distinctive teardrop look. They were also popular at the time with law enforcement. Just as equally popular through the 80s were the Ray-Ban Wayfarers. Now, the Wayfarers got popular even starting with the Blues Brothers, then later with Crockett and Tubbs on Miami Vice. They were seen more as a beach kind of sunglasses, most commonly with black or tortoiseshell frames. Now, whether you got the brand name or you bought the cheap knockoffs, you definitely had no trouble finding these sunglasses in the 80s. Number 10, the Levi's jean jacket. The original Levi's jean jacket was especially made for truck drivers, believe it or not. But man, when it came to the 80s, you could almost make it all the way through the decade with one jean jacket. They were durable, they were lightweight, and they were definitely on the cool list of things to have, whether in the standard denim or in acid wash like we talked about earlier. And we wore them with everything we had. Jeans, pants, dresses, wear them to the dance, sitting watching football, anywhere you wanted to be warm and cool, if you know what I mean. So in our videos, we've been trying to stay with 10 items only. And as you can tell, they're not ranked in any kind of criteria. They're just things that we remember. Now you may be wondering, Scott, where in the world are watches, jewelry, and gadgets that we actually wore? We plan on including them in a totally separate video. Plus, did we miss any fashions? And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments on any of these items you own. I especially want to thank you for checking us out and taking the time to see what we've got in store. And hopefully this was fun for you. If you'd like more like this, please subscribe to the channel. We're pretty new here, and we'd love to keep bringing you videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and God bless.